Prime Minister, Members of Parliament, Otago, University Vice-Chancellor Grant Robertson, Mayor-elect Sophie Barker, High Media Chief Executive Grant McKenzie, invited guests, Fano, and most importantly, our Class Act Award recipients. I just have to, there has been a change in order. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister has to leave early after the sad death of former Prime Minister Jim Bolger. It's convention for the Prime Minister and party leaders to give valedictory speeches in Parliament. Thank you so much for being here and maintaining the tradition of Prime Ministers being at every awards. In order for the Prime Minister to head away, as I said, we're changing the order of speeches, so I now hand over to the Prime Minister. Kia ora, good morning everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here. It's absolutely fantastic to be back in Dunedin for the Class Act Awards. Today is about celebrating all that you guys have achieved in excellence and character and as being future leaders of this great region. I just do want to acknowledge the passing of Sir Jim Bolger, or actually Jim Bolger. He didn't get knighted in the end, he was a Republican, but he was also a very strong leader in very difficult times and someone I had a huge amount of time for. Would talk to from time to time, and our thoughts are definitely with Joan and all of his wider family. Again, apologies, but I do need to get back to Wellington, obviously to suspend Parliament this afternoon. But with that, can I just also acknowledge newly elected Mayor Sophie Barker. It's so good to see you. Congratulations on your win on the weekend. It's also great to see our Otago Vice-Chancellor, Grant Robertson. And Grant, can I just say again, thank you very much for your year of public service, mate. We really have appreciated it. To Paul McIntyre and to all the wider ODT team, thank you for your sponsorship of this event as well. To other parliamentary colleagues that may be here, but to most importantly to all of you as award winners, Class Act recipients of 2025. And you're the reason that we're all here, and we're incredibly proud of what you have achieved thus far in your lives, but we're actually proud about what you're going to go on and do next. It's so exciting. And can I just acknowledge all the parents, all the teachers, all the principals, all the family that are here today that have invested so deeply into these young people's lives. Thank you for guiding them, thank you for supporting them, for these outstanding young people. Look, each year Class Act shines a light on young people who represent the very best of their schools and their communities. You come from across Otago, from Oamaru to Balclutha, from Queenstown to Dunedin, and you each bring something special. Otago has a long tradition, a proud tradition of producing people who roll up their sleeves, take opportunities and back themselves, and that same spirit is very much alive in this year's Class Act winners. You've excelled in the classroom, you've excelled on the sports field, in the arts, and through your service to others, and you're already showing the qualities that make this region such a remarkable place to live and work. Today, what I thought in the limited time I have to speak is I would leave you with a few thoughts about leadership, about purpose, and what I think really matters as you start to think about how you're going to make your life count and use the immense talents that each and every one of you have. Myself, I was born in Christchurch to young parents who left school early, but they always encouraged me to make the most of education. And I was the first in my family to have the privilege to go to university, and that opportunity actually changed my life. And it's a reminder of it doesn't matter where you start, it's about where you finish. My own career took me around the world, leading teams at Unilever and Air New Zealand before moving into politics. And I've learned a lot that success actually isn't anything to do with job descriptions. It's about making a difference and then helping others to succeed as too. So I just wanted to leave you with three thoughts. The first is to encourage you to get connected with a mission and a purpose so that you can lead a life not just of success, but of significance to the world and the people around you. Don't get me wrong, being successful, being super smart and being great at what you do is really, really important. But lots of successful people that I've had the privilege of meeting in my life, frankly, are not living lives of significance. Focusing on yourself and your success isn't the key. The trick is to actually leverage all the skills, the abilities and experiences that you have and hook it up to a purpose bigger than yourselves so that you can be truly significant, not just successful. And I'm a big believer if you get connected to your passions and you're true to yourself and you spend your life on them, with all the inevitable setbacks that are going to come your way, you'll never, ever regret it. Secondly, I'm a big believer that you need to decide to choose to happen to your future rather than have it happen to you. And if you're still going to go fulfill and achieve more things in your life, you need to continually step out and embrace new experiences. So don't be afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone, doing things for the first time in your life, and even making mistakes, because ultimately that's the only way that you get to grow. Some of you, I'll say it up front, could be perfectionists, and I just say give it up. Give it up. We want healthy strivers, not perfectionists. And I just say you will travel through life a lot more lightly, not shattering when you get the setbacks, being resilient and learning from mistakes. But I just would say it's not about your circumstances that determines your quality of life. And never let anyone tell you or limit you because of your circumstances that you can't pursue the dreams that you have. I think the only limits, and I believe very strongly the only limits we impose are those that we accept and impose on ourselves. And finally, can I just say, the third bit of advice I'd give is that relationships really matter. A life of success and significance is not possible without strong relationships. And I think when you look back on your life at 80, and it won't actually be the stuff that you've achieved or what you've done that you'll be really proud about. It'll actually be how you've done it, and it'll be the impact that you've actually had with people as a leader, and also the quality of the relationships that you have with the people that you love the most. You know, the kind of parent, partner, child, friend that you've actually been will be the things that will be remembered and matter the most. So I just say in closing, I hope you generally get connected and live a life of mission and purpose. I hope that you get a chance to continually step outside your comfort zone and experience and try lots of new things. And importantly, keep invested in people and in relationships, because that's the thing that will be the enduring thing and legacy of your lives. I've got to say, looking around the room and having read some of your profiles, it's absolutely clear to me that Otago's future is in great hands. I'm very excited because your generation is ambitious, you're compassionate, and I think you're really ready to tackle the challenges ahead. And among them in this room, I'm absolutely sure we will have great future artists, great future lawyers, business people, engineers, entrepreneurs, social workers, and I'm sure a Prime Minister. And I want to say your people and your leadership skills will ultimately determine the impact you have in the world, not just your book smarts or your accumulated knowledge. So wherever you go, know that you carry with you the pride of all of this region and the confidence of your country, and remember that who you are, matters so much more than what you do. So today, can I say, celebrate your hard work, be proud of what you have achieved, be even more excited about what lies ahead for each and every one of you. Choose to make your life count for your families, for your communities, and for New Zealand. And so to all of you today, can I congratulate you again on all of your tremendous successes. I hope you feel really proud of everything you've achieved thus far and contributed thus far. Be sure to go off and thank the people that have helped you get here along the way, your teachers, your parents, your mentors, and then go out and make sure you celebrate this accolade and this achievement well before pushing on and setting some new sights and some new ambitions from here. Congratulations, well done team. We're all very, very proud of you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. Normally I go first as editor and the other way around, and unfortunately I've got to follow the Prime Minister this time. But as you so eloquently put, it is about honouring and celebrating success. You are this country's future. By accepting this award, I hope it gives you the confidence to follow your dreams and push on to succeed in whatever field you choose. There are 56 of you representing 29 schools, and you've been recognised as the cream of Otago Secondary School Elite in 2025. You've been nominated by your schools on the basis of your achievements to date and potential for success in the next stage of your life. This award has been based on excellence, which can come in many forms: academic, sporting, social, artistic, cultural or leadership qualities, or a combination of many, which these are student nominated. I wonder whether the former editor of the ODT, Robert Charteris, who was the brainchild of the awards in 2000, would have anticipated them still going strong 25 years later. At the first awards he said, "This is an event to herald the promise of our province's very best young people." If I can borrow a line from the Patton family, who were featured in a story this week, and amazingly, you can see some of them smiling, have had 4 children, one of them had 4 children recognised by these awards. It's about trying your best, stay in your own lane, do your best. Looking through a list of past winners and what they've achieved since is truly inspirational. Olympians and Paralympians, NASA scientists, a rocket lab engineer, professors, environmentalists and experts in the field of finance. In last weekend's paper, feature writer Kim Junji covered inspirational stories in the mix about the class of 2015. In 10 years' time, we will be back knocking on the door, asking and seeing your successful endeavours. Class Act is also a reflection of what Allied Media and the ODT strives to be. As a proud independent media company, we believe we're not just here to inform and entertain. We want to lead and provide thoughtful opinion. The key in all of this has been part and a reflection of our community. Now for some acknowledgements. Pupils of the Otago Girls, under the guidance of our very own Jess George, will be serving you some delicious finger food after the awards, and we thank them for being here today. Thank you to the schools for their continued support and participation in Class Act, and to the staff of the Dunedin Public Art Gallery for all their help. I also want to thank our bagpiper, Caleb Boone from John McGlashan College. Also thanks to our MC, Mel Crutchley, and a special thanks to Eleanor Grantley, who basically put this event together. Thank you. So, quick plug, don't miss tomorrow's ODT for full coverage of today's event. It'll be online, it'll be streaming, digital subscriptions. Decide what you like. Don't be shy and buy several copies to send to your family and friends. That's the end of the plug. To the young people recognised here today, please continue to aim high, continue to work hard and to always ask questions. Your generation faces many challenges, but I have such faith in young people today that you'll come up with the solutions, you'll have exciting futures ahead. As I said, we're honoured to have Prime Minister Chris Luxon here. Speaking of excellence, the University of Otago is a world-class university, as we all know, and we're very fortunate to have this institution on our doorstep. It is what helps make Dunedin the vibrant city it is. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the university for its generous scholarship offer to our Class Act graduates. I'd now like to introduce Vice-Chancellor Grant Robertson to say a few words.
Not a walkout.
While being on different political parties, we're actually quite good friends. So I apologise profusely, mate. It's all good. Well done, team.
Best wishes to acknowledge. Mana whenua ki tēnei takiwā, waitaha, kati māmoi, kaitahu whānui katoa, tēnā rā koutou katoa. E tā rangatira Jim Bolger, moi mai rā. Ti hono tātai hono rātou runga mate ki a rātou, ti hono tātai hono tātou runga ora ki a tātou. Ina mana e nā reo ro rangatira mā, tēnā koutou, kia ora koutou katoa. Greetings everybody. I did just want to acknowledge, along with mana whenua, the passing of Jim Bolger, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand. He was a man who showed an extraordinary amount of leadership in his lifetime. In the latter stages of his lifetime, he had a road to Damascus about various political things that had occurred, but he was a sign of a person who stayed engaged, and I want to acknowledge him today as a rangatira of New Zealand. Haere atura. Can I acknowledge Paul and the Otago Daily Times for once again taking on Class Act and taking it forward. I knew Robin well, went to school with his son, and Robin was an extraordinary advocate for the city and this region, and his legacy with Class Act I think is a tremendous one and acknowledges what a role he played and what a role the Otago Daily Times continues to play in our region. Clearly not every editorial lines up with the views of the Vice-Chancellor or anybody else. That's exactly how it should be, and Paul, I really think the role of the ODT in the community that is Otago is extraordinary and unparalleled in any other region in the country in terms of how a newspaper works within its region. So thank you again for your work. Can I acknowledge Sophie Barker as Mayor-elect? I think you've only got one more day to have the word elect beside that, but Sophie, thank you for being here and thank you for your contribution as well. On behalf of the University of Otago, Ōtako Whakihiu Waka, I want to thank all of you for being here today, and as the Prime Minister and Paul have both done, make a particular and special acknowledgement of the recipients of this year's Class Act Award. Before I return to praising them even more, I want to pause though to do something the Prime Minister briefly mentioned, which is to acknowledge the whānau, the friends, the family and the teachers who have got our young people to this point today. We all know that our success in life owes so much to those who have supported us as we've grown up, and in particular, can I acknowledge today the teachers who have played that role. Our teachers do not get valued enough. I try to make sure I needle the Prime Minister about at least one political issue at these events. Last year it was the hospital. Today it was going to be paying teachers' bill. But I do think it's really important that we acknowledge today the teachers who have made such a significant difference in the lives of our young people. So if we could do that. As the Prime Minister has said, even a brief look at the burgeoning CVs of today's recipients would make you exhausted. It is a story of people who are excelling academically, who are excelling, as has already been said, on the sports field and artistic and in creative endeavours in their own way of shaping the world that is around them. My message to the recipients today is twofold. Firstly, it is a congratulations. This doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you work hard. It happens because you apply yourself and you do focus on goals that are both short and long term. That level of focus and that level of commitment deserves the highest level of congratulations. The second thing I want to do today is add to the challenge. And that is to continue to be leaders throughout your life. I don't think it matters if there is a future Prime Minister in this lineup or not. There may well be. I think the real message about leadership is that you show it every day in your life, no matter what you do. You are a leader in your family. You are a leader in your neighbourhood and your community. You are a leader in your workplace or your sports team or your other groups that you are part of. Keep being leaders, setting good examples, and caring about the people who are around you. Because it is only if you bring people with you that you are, in fact, actually a leader. And so I encourage you to continue that journey in whatever way you know works best for you and that you can make the biggest impact. At the University of Otago, we are extremely proud to be a part of Class Act and a part of supporting you. And as Paul's already mentioned, if you make the wise and astute decision to come to the University of Otago, you will get one of our Leaders of Tomorrow scholarships, which are worth $7,000 each. I do encourage you to come to the University of Otago for your study, be it next year or any other year. If you choose to go somewhere else, okay. What really matters is that your learning journey does not stop and that you keep going and you keep adding to it as you continue through your life. So congratulations again. I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible at the University of Otago in the future. To all of you who have played a part in getting our young people here today, ngā nui kia koutou. Thank you to all of you. This is a very special day and you all deserve to enjoy it very much. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, kia ora koutou katoa.
Begin our awards where students or pupils will come up to the stage, cross, you will shake the Mayor-elect's hand and be presented with your award. Unfortunately, we're not able to move the podium today, so you'll be coming up here and I promise I will step back for you. So are we ready? Okay, so our first school that we're going to award today is Bayfield High School. we would like to first present to Jo Lee. And Ella Rowe. From Blue Mountain College, Boston Setefano. And Logan Holder. From Columbia College, we have Charlie Sinclair. And Melanie Button, who unfortunately can't be here today. From Cromwell College, Rebecca Thompson. And Hadley Farquharson. From Dunstan High School, George Lindsay. And Sky Sanders. From East Otago High School, Samuel Patton. And Addison Lawrence. From John McLachlan College, Joshua Grieve. And Angus Burns. From Kaikorai Valley College, Kwan Yi Un. And Mackenzie Dennison. From King's High School, Seva Solomatenko. And Jeremiah Tukega Vaitapu. From Lawrence Area School, Luca Bell. And Lachlan McKenzie. From Logan Park High School, Savannah Yang. And Isaac Simons. From Maniototo Area School, Grace Farquhar. From Mauralawai College, Anna Ainsley. Ryan Tuki Inoka, who will be awarded to, or Nicola Jacobson will be collecting on his behalf, Principal Inoka. Sorry. From Otago Boys High School, Charlie Octray. And Joseph Chen. From Otago Girls High School, Jessie McGrauther. And Jade Moana Wilson. From Queen's High School, Jazz Evangelo. And Yui Ishikawa. From Roxford Area School, Luke Michaud. And Blake Buchan. From South Otago Area School, South Otago High School, Annalise Bissett. And Brianna Weir. From St Hilda's Collegiate, Katie Wilson. And Megan Senthil Kumar. From St Kevin's College, Louis Hose. And Leilani Tayare Della Ford. From St Peter's College, Eddie McCaffey. And Michaela McRae. From Tyree College, Caleb Walker. And Holly Poole. From the Catlins Area School, Jethro Melville. From Tokomairiro High School, Annie Graham. And Nirvana Collins. From Trinity Catholic College, Annamika Jones. And Teresa Tilley, whose mother Michelle will be collecting on her behalf. From Waitaki Boys, Lachlan Wright. And Jet Rogers. From Waitaki Girls High School, Ella Fraser. And Sophie Rohrbach. And lastly, from Wakatipu High School, Charlie Mansur. And Sienna Matley. Let's give everyone a round of applause. Thank you. While they are downstairs getting their photograph taken, feel free to mingle. There'll be some refreshments start to come out and enjoy